Yo, yo, yo. Hope everyone's having a good day. We're going to get this started. Um, let's pick a title for today. What title should we go for? Um, Here you go, from zero to hero. That's the one. Let's go edit, paste. Change this to this. All right, let's pop out these chats. All right, I guess we're gonna have to get this party started. Let's just open up this. Okay, let's open OBS. Won't be long, guys. I'm not gonna be long. Right. Okay. We are going to get into it today. Trading, yes. Okay. Hello, guys. Welcome back. Today we are going to be just chilling, I guess. Just sorting out some things. Okay. All right, guys. So let's review what happened yesterday. First, let's look at if there's any news while we're here. Just look at our economic calendar. See if there's any news. There's not much news, but I believe the government is shut down in America, so we don't know how that's going to affect the markets, if it is even going to affect the markets. You would think it is, but I've seen a couple of videos where people are like, well, not really. As long as it doesn't last for too long, it's fine. And so we'll see how that goes. What I've done with these rules to make it more easier to handle is I'm obviously going to leave them only on NASDAQ. I'm going to leave the rules there. And I'll just adjust it every day. And we might just add to it here and there. Just to make it like, you know, official. So what do, guys? We look at the daily, and we are at all-time highs. Okay, as you can see, all-time highs, and we have broken through. So now we are creating all-time highs. So it's very difficult now to just have a bias. It's bullish until otherwise. It's bullish right now until it changes its mind and says otherwise. Okay, let's just clear up this a little bit here, clear this up here, clear that up there, take this out, take this out. See, I can't just do this and remove all drawings, because then my squares will go away. So I have to manually do it. So I'm just going to manually get rid of that. Get rid of that. We'll leave that one because that's kind of important. All right, so the daily suggests that we have a push up through the all-time highs. We could, if tomorrow creates a fair value gap here. Oh, excuse me. I do apologize. We could come down and fill that fair value gap, or test the all-time high area here as well. So let's look at our 4-hour, just for argument's sake. Okay, even though we have an indicator telling us. So the 4-hour is a strong push. Let's get rid of this. Let's just do that. Make sure this is cleaned up a bit there. So we have double highs there. So that was a strong draw in liquidity. If you look at the 4-hour and you see that, those equal highs. Equal highs are a massive, massive strong draw in liquidity when you see that. Okay, that means price came down a bit, basically touched it, wicked it, and then went straight down. So that is a strong draw in liquidity. So this is just blasted through everything. Okay. So we have a fair value gap below there. We know that. The hourly, there'll also be a fair value gap there, but there's a few smaller ones on the way up, which if you look at distribution, it is accumulated. So it's literally just a continuation, I guess. So New York, we don't know here what's going to happen, because there's nothing to the left to reference it, number one. So there's no liquidity up there to be like, this is what we are going for. That's the first thing. Second thing, it's all-time high. So again, there's just nothing. So if you take a short here, it's just you guessing that this move is over. You are guessing that there's going to be a small retracement down to this level and a shoot back up, which you could be right. Okay, you could just go to the smaller time frame and go, is there a small market structure shift? No. Um, so this is Nasdaq is going to be a bit difficult to do a market analysis for, so we'll do that a little bit later. Previous day high, previous day low. It's bullish. There's a market structure shift, yeah. Let's look at the hourly. The hourly did there. There is accumulation, right? It did pump up for manipulation, but there's no like fair value gap with liquidity. So I would not consider this an AMD setup. Even though it is an AMD setup, all this accumulation pushes up manipulation, leaves the gaps, and then inverses. So on paper, this is an AMD setup, but we are bullish. We are close to the all-time highs, and we know from previous experience that should it be close to the all-time highs, then, I mean previous day high, sorry, then we can't expect a reversal before it hits that previous day high. So this is a target that we need to look at. So this target here, and then we're looking at obviously previous day lows, okay, or London and Asia lows. Those are the targets that we're looking for. In between, we'll see. So when market opens, if it shoots up to this area and reacts off it, then we know what we can and cannot do at that point. Euro. Okay, what do we do? It did not come down and take this before it shuts up. So again, we will move this here. We will move this here as targets. I will get rid of that. Put that there. Okay. So this is a lot of accumulation right here on the 5 minute. So either what's about to happen, which means it could have also already happened already, because if you look at the 3 or the 2, I mean, it's not convincing, but technically it has happened. It shot up, took this high, this liquidity here, which is the London highs, and inversed and is now making its way down. So this is an AMD setup. This is a slightly more valid one. I'll tell you why. The other one was up here on gold, okay? This one is in the middle of the range with a lot of accumulation. It then picked a direction to manipulate, which is London highs, and now has inversed. So technically, even though it's a 2 minute, it could come down and we see it take this area, right? We have an hourly fair value gap below. This area here is an hourly fair value gap, right? As you can see from this indicator. This is not a fair value gap yet, guys. And if I had a lot of people on stream, I would ask, why do you think this is not a fair value gap? Okay. And the answer to that question is because this candle has not closed yet. So if this candle had closed already, and then there was a gap here, and a new candle had formed, this would be a valid fair value gap. Right. So let's say you thought that this was the manipulation up, sweeping liquidity, even though it's not a huge sweep. And you were like, I'm going to take a short there to there. And I'm going to target first the London lows, Asia lows, and then previous day low. So let's say that was your trade, okay? Because there's the fair value gap at left. There's the inverse. It is risky because this could still be part of the accumulation, right? So there's no rules that say this is not part of accumulation, even though we saw a clear move up. So this could literally stop here, add to the accumulation, and then go back up, down, and then rather shoot up here somewhere, manipulate up, and then shoot all the way down. So this could not be the move. But if you were looking at AMD setups and you said to yourself, there's massive accumulation, there's a strong candle up taking all the accumulation that was formed, okay, and it then inversed on the way down, came back up to test it again, inversed, and then you could look at this type of play. But the 2 minutes is not really as convincing as, let's say, the 5 or the 15, right? So if this happened on the 5, then maybe, but you see there's no fair value gap there, you know? So it's a potential setup. I would not say it's a plus, but it's, I don't know. Hard to describe, guys. Hard to describe. I want you so high, and I know you lie. They're pushing on me. It's alright. Oh, that's what we haven't got. Chilled background music.
I know many of I'm not AI, but this is AI. Maybe in the future I'll get to.
Let's turn this down a little bit. There. We just want slow background music. Okay, let's have a look at silver, guys. Okay, market technically has opened for forex, right? Hey, how's it going? Appreciate the follow. How's it going? How's it going? Okay, we're taking a look at silver. I hope everyone's having a good day. And As we can see, previous day high, previous day low. We have our hourly, the 4 hour here. Again, we are going to mark this up as a area that most likely be targeted. It's going all right. Just started. At the moment, we're looking at forex and futures. I'm not trading with futures today, but this is a futures chart. So we're looking at some pairs of forex. Okay, so if we look at this area, right? Yeah, sure. Well, look, I mean, if you check some of the previous streams I've done, I've gone into detail on a whole bunch of things you guys can look at and need to know. As I said, this stream here is a journey that we're all going on. Like, for experts that come here, they're not going to find any value. But for someone who's looking at doing this and learning about it, then sure. You want me to add you on Discord? I mean, I can add you on Discord, but it's just a personal Discord. It's not a business Discord. It's not a streaming Discord. So yeah, it's just basically a personal Discord account. Let's see here. Well, I don't do the whole teaching thing. All I do is a free stream here, and if people find value, then so be it. But I don't do a whole. There's no course. There's no paid course or anything like that. But if you just show up and you can ask questions every now and then yeah. But if you're looking for like a paid course or a one-on-one training or whatever the story is, then I can show you. There's people on Discord that I can be like, go check this person out. He's pretty good. So just let me know. No, that's fine. It's got nothing about your finances. Like I said, if Kick is good, because then you can look at these streams, and I'm gonna be doing live callouts. So I'll basically, like, for example, here. Okay. I said if you wanted to take this 2-minute AMD setup, you could have, right? So this is the type of thing that I'm going to be doing live for you guys to see. I'm not in this trade. I did not take this trade. But if you guys want to take this trade, you're more than welcome to. So it's Kick is great for people who want to learn how to trade, because there's people that will listen to me and go, okay, I know what that sounds pretty cool. And then they'll listen to me and go, I don't like what he's saying. Let me go find another guy who I can listen to. So it's pretty cool. My name is Sean, but obviously Viking King 35 is the channel. And looks like this trade is playing out. I don't claim to be an expert professional trader. I've just been doing it for so long that I'm very knowledgeable and I'm very passionate about it. So yeah, there are much better traders out there. In fact, I have a friend who's probably listening to this now, who's a better trader. No, it's nice to meet you as well, Rabia. Rose. Okay, no worries. But yeah, Rose, I'd prefer to keep people here in this chat and kick and communicate with you guys this way than doing the Discord, because the Discord I use just for my personal friends. Yeah, it's not a trading Discord, well, by any means. So yeah, I don't really add people from Kick or anything on Discord. It's different if one day I decide, okay, I'm gonna get a whole bunch of you guys and I'm gonna add you to a Discord group or Discord channel, and then I invite you guys on to chat live. That's a different story. But for now, I'm just sharing my thoughts, sharing my opinions, chatting to you guys and having conversations. So I prefer to keep all that on the chat group, on Kick. But I appreciate you stopping by and I appreciate you listening. And like I said, if I'm talking about something that really interests you, then by all means, let me know in the comment section. Just so you're aware, if I look at the strategies that I'm currently implementing, the strategies I use, and these are the rules for my strategies, is RCT, market structure shift, okay? With the Fibonacci retracement tool is also included in this strategy. Inverse fair value gaps, and AMD or power of 3. Those are the three that I like to incorporate. This one is also time dependent. So from 8:30 to 9:30, if I see a London highs being taken or Asia lows being taken, some significant liquidity level that's been taken with this strategy, and an AMD setup has been formed, then I will take that. But in the mid-range, I won't. And also, I don't do crypto, by the way. I've done it in the past, but I don't trade crypto. Yeah. So going back to our analysis here, guys, for silver. Were we on silver? Yes, we were. Okay, so we've got those targets. There's no significant news today, right? If you look to the left with silver, there is some higher time frame fair value gaps. So if we look on the hourly, reset the chart. Let's see what we're dealing with here. Okay, so nothing on the hourly. 15 minutes. Okay, there's a 15-minute fair value gap that it's testing here. Okay, let's draw this up. There. That's a 15-minute fair value gap that it's currently testing. Right, we know that this is a strong draw on liquidity, which is the highs, the previous day highs. Okay, so if we inverse this fair value gap, there's almost a guarantee that it's going to come up here. Okay, no, it's cool. I mean, you can stick around, Rose, if you want. But yeah, this is just a casual channel. It's not a professional streaming service or streaming channel yet. We just hang out, talk about trading, mess around sometimes. But if I ever decide to get really serious, I could probably give you a call. So going back to the charts, guys, if we inverse this 15-minute, we know we're going to come up and take the previous day highs. That's just something that is going to happen. if we respect the 15 minutes, we still can't decide to say, okay, now we're going to come all the way down here because we are so close to the previous day highs. So this is all about waiting now. So if we go back to the 5 minutes, you can see that this accumulation, manipulation up into the 15 minutes. If we had inversed this 5 and the next 2 candles were bearish, that would be a sign of, okay, we've tested the 15. We now want to come down and go for London lows, Asia lows, maybe previous day lows. But the fact that it did not do that, and look at all these candles, these wicks. I'm going to zoom in here so that you guys can actually see. Okay, this is the 5 minute. Look at all these wicks here. Look at all that. Okay, so that is a sign that this fair value gap that we are in now, that we bounced off, is being respected, and it's being respected very well. Rose, it's all good. I get a lot of messages like yours, to be honest. But I'll keep you in mind if I do actually decide to do that. Yeah, but I get a lot of DMs and stuff from individuals wanting me to either boost my Kick account or do logos and all that stuff. So I appreciate the support. But like I said, if I decide to go that route, then I've at least got you in the chat and I can let you know. But yeah, I appreciate the support there. So these wicks here, guys, when it came down, it respected multiple times, and buyers stepped in and said, we are now going to take it to the top. So this tells a story. As I said, these candle wicks here tell a story because it's all respecting a 5 minute fair value gap, which doesn't mean that we have to come up. It just means that this green candle makes sense. No, I understand, Rose. I understand. It's just I'm just busy streaming at the moment. Maybe when I'm done streaming, I'll send you a thing on Discord. But this green candle makes sense because of these multiple candles before it. Okay. Yeah, but we are still delivering or respecting a 15-minute fair value gap. So until it breaks above the 15-minute fair value gap, there's no guarantee that it's coming up here to this line. Okay, so that is silver. Let's just look at AUD. AUD is coming down. Okay, so AMD is looking interesting because we've now taken the lows on Asia. So I would expect this to come down and sweep previous day lows. But because it's taken Asia lows the way it has, it's all good, Rose. It's not about budget or anything. It's just that I'm not interested in doing that particular now. I just do my own stuff and I just do it because this is, I've got time and I stream. It's not a professional setup or anything like that, so it's not really necessary. So we have a lot of liquidity built up here because of this bottom here, and this bottom here that it's creating now. So we're bouncing off a big area here. So if we look at maybe a smaller time frame, but you can't really take a long off that. If this was previous day lows and this happened over here, then you could go, okay, if it inverses this 5 and there's another green candle after that, you can maybe look at a reversal. But until then, no, I understand, Rose. It's just that you don't know how many people have DM'd me and also come into the chats with the same type of thing. So it's not that I don't trust you. It's not that I don't believe you. It's just that there's so many people. So it's very difficult. So I've at the moment I'm not doing that. But yeah. So we have a sweep on liquidity. So we will see how this goes. This is probably going to melt down to this level, which is previous day lows. Okay, let's see. Let's see. We're not looking at oil or platinum today, guys. No, I understand, Rose. Not that it's not about being expensive or not. It's just that I'm not planning on doing a whole bunch of work for anything right now. As I said, if I do decide to do that, I have I've got you in the chat here, but I'm not planning on doing anything now. Okay. Okay, Rose, I don't think you're understanding what I'm saying, so I appreciate you popping into the chat, but I think we're gonna have to part ways now. Sorry about that. Yeah, unfortunately, guys, like, um, I mean, I truly did not mind helping out Rose. At some point, it wasn't gonna be right now, but I mean, I tried to tell her, or tried to tell her nicely that I'll maybe help at some point, but right now wasn't the right time. And Rose kept in the chat, just kept asking over and over and over. So at some point, you got to just be like, listen, you know, I'm sorry. It is what it is. I apologize, Rose, but I mean, you weren't getting the hint, or I hate doing that. But yeah. Okay, let's go. Let's continue, because that's was throwing us off our game here a little bit. Okay, so if you had taken that trade, guys, you would have already been at break even, right? You'd be at break even long time ago, and you should be at least either partialing out here, or you will be, because this is 1 to 2.5. Some of you would have just gone 1 to 2 and said, thank you very much, give me my money. And then some of you will be holding for 1 to 3. But a lot of you will have runners to Asia lows and previous day lows, which makes sense. So if you got this trade, very good, very well played. It made sense. We called it out here. Okay. It made sense because of the accumulation, right? Let's just type here AMD. AMD. Okay, it made sense, guys. This is the explanation of the trade. There's London highs. We've taken the London highs. We came down. We accumulated, right? All this accumulation, right? That's accumulation. We manipulated up with this green candle, right? We swept, the next candle swept all the liquidity here, right? Not convincingly, but it did it, right? It came down and inversed over here. It inversed because it actually came down and respected, came up again, but here it inversed, right? At that point is where you can enter the trade, and then you basically get break even when you go 1 to 1. So when this level here was hit, you could have gone break even there, at least somewhere around there, right? So where this white line was, that was your break even point, and then it becomes risk free. So you should be risk free in this trade. You can either take your trade now and be happy with it, or you can, if you took 2 contracts, you can remove 1 contract and keep 1 contract running. It's entirely up to you how you manage your trade. It's entirely up. If you paper trading, then you can literally go break even. If you want to trail your stop instead of contract out, so you just trail your stop to this area here. Okay, so that if a price comes back up to this area, you out the trade, you've got your 1 to 1 and you're happy. So that's the different ways people do it. They partial out, they go break even very quickly, right? Or they trail their stop, keeping their full position, so that if the price comes back up to their stop loss that's been trailed, they get stopped out for a 1 to 1 trade, which is not bad. 1 to 1 is not bad. Okay, so that's 1 call out we've done for the day. Let's hopefully we can get a couple more call outs. Let's look at NASDAQ. NASDAQ is just, I'm reluctant to basically, there's no previous day high. Sorry, there is a previous day high, but there's nothing from here onwards. There's nothing to the left to work with. It's just a strong green candle. Look at this. Look at the 4-hour candle, just straight up. The hourly candle, it might retrace now and come back down to this level, which is your hourly fair value gap. But it's just bullish. So I don't want to really touch this today. Honestly. Gold is different. If gold comes up here, previous day high, and reacts off it, then we can look at doing something there. Euro was a clean 1 to 2. Okay. That would have been your 1 to 2 trade. You would have been out already. You would have been smiling. Remember, this was in the middle of the range. There is no guarantee that even when it inversed here, that it was going to come all the way back down to this level. There's absolutely no way you can guarantee that. If this had happened up here at the previous day high level and swept the previous day high and inversed, then yes, you would have a stronger case on basically the direction that you think this trade is going to go. Okay, so if you are holding this to go all the way down to previous day lows, then that's you managing your risk and you're managing your trade in a way where you confident. But if anybody took this trade, or if anybody is taking a trade like this in the future, by now you have to be at break even at the bare minimum, at least. If you are not at break even and the trade looks like this, then you are basically opening yourself up to a lot of risk. Even though it's been going down for so long, anything can happen. It can bounce off this level where it's at and just start pushing up for previous day highs. So yeah, let's look at AUD, guys. AUD is very interesting. In fact, this is a interesting development. We have accumulation, manipulation down, right? Swept the Asia lows, took liquidity there, almost took those Asias, that London low, and has now inversed a fair value gap on the way up. There's a small 5-minute there, so let's look at the 15. The 15 can tell a better story. Okay, if the 5 is not clear, and you look at the 15, and in 7 minutes time, if the closes here above in 7 minutes, then you can take this long, right? If you are not that patient, as it closed here, you could have taken this long. Boom, like that. Big stop loss. You could even do that as a stop loss, okay? And then you say, thank you very much. And you go all the way up. Now, this 5-minute fair value gap is going to either hold up the process or it's going to inverse above it, and then the process will continue. But remember, previous day lows and previous day highs are a very strong draw on liquidity. So this is a target, and this is a target. Okay? We are not we are close to this target, but we have swept liquidity. Okay, so this could potentially be a very good trade. However, you know, let's just draw it out here, just so people understand. Remember what I said before, between 8:30 and 9:30, if there's a sweep of Asian lows or London lows, so in this case it would be London highs, okay, and then it wants to go in a certain direction, we can consider that an AMD setup, right? Let's look at the 2 minutes, 3 minute, the 2 minutes. Everything is telling me that this trade wants to go. Okay? Everything is saying to me this trade wants to go. So we'll draw it out. People can make their own conclusions as to what they think might happen in this trade. This kinda inversed. I would say it's not convincing. See? It's like on the line, so it's not convincing. But this candle wick here tells a story. The same way this candle wick told a story here, and it went up. Okay? Why is my computer making a funny noise? Anyway, my computer's doing funny noises. So if this trade doesn't work, guys, then we are definitely coming down to this level. So this would be a potential reversal area, but only if the fair value gap gets disrespected and the liquidity down here gets taken. Then we're coming down to this line. Okay? So we look at Euro again. Euro definitely was one of the trades that before 9:30 that we could have looked at. AUD is a little bit more risky because we were on our way down to previous day lows, and before we got there, we swept liquidity and we reversed with an inverse. Now, that doesn't mean that we have to go up, but it means that it's a significant area of interest. I am not in this trade, just so people know. This should be a winning trade no matter what you guys do, because you should be at break even, number one. So it's definitely not a losing trade. Number two, you're either here trading your stop at this level, right? Which means you've now won 1:1 no matter what happens. Or you've partialed out, so you've taken out a percentage of your volume or your percentage of your contracts, and now you're leaving a runner in to come all the way down here. So those are the two ways that you should theoretically be playing this trade if you took it. Let's look at silver. Silver, as we said, it came up, took that level. Okay, now this is the interesting part. It's left a fair value gap. It accumulated here. It shot up. This is an AMD setup right here, guys. If I'm going to draw it up here. This is very important, guys. If this, I'm going to change the color. If this 5-minute fair value gap gets disrespected with a strong candle, okay, and the next candle comes up and like the 50% area, and then there's another red candle after that, we can look for a possible short here, because we have taken previous day highs. I need to make that very clear, right? This is the liquidity we were hunting. It has taken it. Now, what might happen is an inverse here. Then we look for shorts. What's probably going to happen is that it comes down, it touches this box, okay, and then it pumps up again, passing this liquidity that it's just done, coming down, bouncing off this, and then keep going. So there's the bounce on the box. So if it inverses, we're looking decent. Okay. Even though everything says bullish, bullish, we have not taken previous day lows. Let's look at the hourly. I want to see. So it's just a sweep on liquidity. That's good, I guess. There. Previous day high was all-time high. Look at this. Up, 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 up. I mean, this is crazy. Okay. So, yeah. It's bouncing off the fair value gap, okay, that the 5-minute created. So because you had all-time highs, this could literally come up again, sweep this new high that it's just created, and then do the same thing, bounce down. But we are looking for an AMD setup on silver. Okay, this candle is not a very good candle for that setup that I'm talking about, which is completely fine. If it's not going to play out, it's not going to play out. You can't go now and say, this is the AMD setup I was looking for, right? But because it's now respecting here, that I'm just going to long it. Like, if that's your strategy, go for it. And it is very close to all-time highs again. So it's very difficult to say with certainty that this is going to shoot up, even though it looks like it probably will. I hope you guys have just got runners in this trade. If you did take it, you should not have not moved it to stop the stop loss to break even. Okay. So everything screams bearish, yeah? And it's respecting a 5-minute fair value gap. and then starts coming down, there's going to be multiple areas. Like it bounced off here, it might bounce off this area, it might bounce off this area, so it might bounce off a little bit, but ultimately we want it to go all the way down. Okay. Okay, we have to see what happens here. Okay, this is very close to the previous day highs, which is all-time highs again, same as silver. So silver got to all-time highs and gold did not. I would have liked to see them do that. Okay. I apologize, guys, if you hear long pauses and breaks and everything. It's just that there's no interaction in the chat right now. So there's no real questions being asked. And I mean, I could just waffle on for hours on the subject. So I'm just popping up, giving my opinion every now and then. So yeah, just I appreciate if there's your patience, but I'm just chilling right now because all we're doing is waiting. Market's about to open. This could literally be inversed on the 5 minutes. Let's look at the 15. It's just so hard because there's no structure to the left. Right. Sure, guys, I'm a bit tired side since I go to bed at like 5 in the morning most of the time. Yeah. Somehow it's kicking in. Okay, everything's bullish. You might get a push down, market open. Might be a push down into like an area like here. So if you draw your fibs from there to there, might come down to this level and then bounce off and go up. Potentially, I would say this level potentially. Let's see if my hunch is right. Maybe not, but let's see if my hunch is right. Okay, so there's a 15-minute fair value gap. Yeah. Let's see. Let's look at gold. Gold is on its way to the actual previous day high. Everything's bullish. Let's look at our silver. Okay, so silver basically bounced on the 5-minute, came up to take more of the previous day high. This is still within the realm of appropriate candles to inverse this level. Girl, I want you so high, and I know you lie. I'm gonna push it on me, and it's alright. And I love you now. Girl, I want you so high, and I know you lie. So silver's still looking interesting. Gold, again, this is might shoot up, take this level, and then come down and retrace from here, here. This area here. Anyway, let's see if our hypotheses are correct. Hypotheses. Me personally, I would be at break even, or I'd be trading my stop right now with this trade. Those are just me personally. What's nice about this, guys, it's all live. You saw the call out when it happened here, and I drew this up and I said this is the direction that your potential trade could go, and it went in that direction. So I do sort of know something when it comes to trading. Might not be a lot, but it's something. There's our setup. AUD. We are not in this AUD trade. It is looking better and better as time goes on. But we'll see what happens. We've got one call out, that's a win. We'll try and try get another win with this call out. But remember, I'm not a financial advisor, guys. Anything you do is entirely your own call. You can't come back in the chat and say, oh no, but you told me to take this trade and I lost. No, 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 no. You'll just get banned straight away. Like, that's not gonna fly. It is my opinion that certain trades might work and certain trades won't work. Like, this is market open. This could literally shoot down and take us out, take whoever's in this trade and take you out. So before market open, you could actually get out of this. So 20 seconds ago, you could have got out here to keep yourself safe. Those are the small tricks and trades of the trade that you would need to learn. So the market has opened. We are going to get a strong push down. Looks like our theory is correct. So this has just been a continuation move. Up, up, up. And we're looking at a pullback. A full reversal is going to be breaking this area here. Let's see. Let's see. Girl, I got you so and I know you like, but it been pushing on me, and it feels so right. Well, so far it's reacting nicely. This is reacting very nicely, okay? But I don't want to get too ahead of myself because we are still, all we've done is taken Asia lows, which is a significant area in itself, guys. So this is not a not important area. We might have been targeting previous day low, okay, and saying that that is a strong draw on liquidity. But Asia lows is also a strong draw, especially when there's that, and then further down there's more equal lows. So yeah. Let's see Nasdaq. What are we doing? Big death candle on Nasdaq. Okay. As I said, I've marked out this area of interest. If it targets this area and bounces off here and creates a fair value gap on the way down and inverses it, then we could possibly look for a long one going up. Let's look and see if there's an SMT forming at any point. There was one at the top, but that's kind of irrelevant now. Right, so according to this, there's an entry there. Take profit up there. However, so this is interesting. ES has taken that all the way down, which means Nasdaq doesn't have to. Stop doing it like that. So there's the accumulation. It went past, it swept it. Okay. Nasdaq doesn't have to. Probably will, but doesn't have to. And this is probably because of the market being shut down. Not the market, the government. Government shut down. Girl, I want you so high, and I know you like. Gotta be the pushing on me, and it feels so right. I like to see what type of sweep. We're going to get rid of this circle here because we already know where it's going. You see, some people might go, well, isn't this AMD as well? Yes and no. All right. We swept liquidity here. The accumulation was here. So this was an AMD setup. Then it reversed and up and back down. So technically it took the previous day highs. I would say technically, not convincingly. Nasdaq is melting. There's an SMT forming. So if I look on the smaller time frame, guys, it's now respecting the 15 minutes that I drew up. So if we look at the 15, the 1, the 2. We're in the area of golden pockets. What do we do, guys? What do we do? It's inverse our area of interest, and it's now dumping even further. So if we look at the 15 minutes and we draw our fibs from the bottom here to the top, this is a strong area as well. There, it's there. It's bouncing off of it. Let's see what it does. Let's look at the 5. There's a 1 minute fair value gap there. There's a 2 minutes forming. 3 minute hasn't formed yet. Is this a valid 1 minute? Yes, it is. Is it something that I probably will take only if this candle here inverses it? If the next 2 or 3 candles inverse it, then there'll be a 2 minute, a 3 minute, and that all needs to inverse as well. That's the rules. So the 1 minute, there's the inverse. 2 minutes, it's forming. 3 minutes. So literally, ES would need to inverse this area, and Nasdaq would have to inverse this area. Okay. Let's look at gold. What can we do for gold now? Same thing happening yesterday. Bouncing off a key level area. You could say that this is AMD because it's accumulation, manipulation up into a liquidity area, preferably a fair value gap, but there's no fair value gap there. In 3 minutes, this 15 minute is going to inverse, right? So what you could do is wait for a market structure shift here, a bounce back up into a fair value gap area or a breaker block, right? And then a slow moving downward area, and then you could get in. Or you could just get into the break here. But the mere fact that this is bullish as hell means that either we might come up and sweep again, but this death candle there is just crazy. Look at this. This you have to wait for a retest. So this you would have to wait for this. At least this. You can't take it down here, guys. Technically, yes, you can. You actually can. But this is now, this fair value gap is not like the 5 minute. It's different. So on the 5, the 5 closed here. Okay. So I would wait for a retest into the fair value gap for this trade. Okay. So you put your stop above the highs there, maybe. Okay. You look for a retest in there. And that's your trade all the way down. Let's see if it comes. Let's see if it back up and then straight down. Let's see. Let's look at gold. Gold is the same exact thing. Double inverse there. Retest. Let's see if there's going to be a retest. So I would look at a retest maybe here. Stop above the highs. Go all the way down. Even though everything's bullish. Let's see. See if there will be a retest or not. That's my analysis for those two. Euro, I mean, look at Euro. Looks like that was the trade of the day right there. So as long as we find these accumulation, manipulation trades, and we take them, that would have definitely be 1:3. Oh yeah, 1:4, never mind. Done. So that's one big win for whoever took that. AUD, straight loss. So remember what I said. If you took this trade, it's very risky. Why would it be risky? Okay, because previous day lows are right there. There's liquidity. London lows here didn't take. I guarantee you there's a fair value gap on the hourly somewhere down here. Wow, there's not actually. On the 15, there has to be. Interesting. So I said to you, if this trade loses, so you would have one loss, okay? So if this trade loses, which it did, then we are coming down to this area, which is a strong drawn liquidity. So you would have had one amazing win, that you would have got 1:4 at least, and then you would have lost one. So one win, one loss. Wait, didn't we call out something earlier as well? Hang on a second. Does my mind not work properly? So there's the pullback into there, and there's the short. Boom, exactly where our entry was. There's the short. An option on me, and I feel so right. So there's the short, guys. For gold, even though everything says bullish, that is my short prediction. Would have triggered us into this trade, and we would go 1:1. I mean, break even here. Okay. So if you entered into this trade, this is where you go break even. Why did we enter this? Why did we get into this trade even though we're not in this trade? Is the accumulation, manipulation to the previous day high, left the fair value gap, and a strong inverse on that fair value gap. Then it left the fair value gap on the way down. It came up to test it, and now is dumping. That is the AMD setup for gold. Let's see if silver did the same. Okay, silver didn't come up, even though you could have taken an inverse straight away. We were waiting for the retracement into the fair value gap. It did not. Okay. So this one, you could have taken it straight at the inverse. However, your stop loss is going to be huge, right? So it's entirely up to you how you want to do that. Let's see if this takes this. This is just melting, guys. Melting. The guys, you would be at break even now with gold. Please, if anybody took this, if anybody's watching this and they took this trade, you would be at break even. This would be a risk-free trade for you. Do not put an unnecessary risk on yourself, because if you go like this and like this, we're looking at this area for a potential reversal area. So it's almost at that area now. So if you're at break even, you've now secured your trade. There's nothing that can happen now that will make you get a negative. So now it's all about, is the market going to go down and further down to previous day lows? I mean, Asia lows down here, or not? It's that simple. Okay, so exactly like we said would happen. If you took this trade, your target was this area, okay? There. That was your target, right? You should have taken partials along the way if you wanted, or you trail your stop along the way. But that is the trade idea right there, guys. So this was the trade of the day right there. We had accumulation on the 2-minute, right? Accumulation, manipulation into took all this liquidity, the London highs, and it said thank you very much. We inverse and we go all the way down. Okay. Next one, look at gold. Okay, gold accumulation, manipulation up. Let's look at the 5, sorry. Accumulation, right? Just accumulated. All of this. All of this. All of this is just accumulation, right? Manipulation takes the highs, leaves a fair value gap, strongly inverses the fair value gap, comes up into a new fair value gap, respects it, and then says thank you very much. Hell, you could have even done it on the 15, guys. The 15 left the fair value gap there. Look at all this accumulation. The 15 pushes up, 15 closes, inverses, and you could have taken that trade. You could have even entered there. Like, there's a few ways you could have done this. This could be a pullback, guys. A pullback to the OTE level or the golden pocket level, which is around here. Okay. So it's basically bounced off that level. So be very careful now. Either take this trade a 1-to-1, right? Or go to break even, take partials, do something. Do something at this point. Don't just leave it up here, your stop loss, because this could easily come up and wreck you. You would rather get stopped out at break even and make no money on this trade than lose. Please, whoever's watching this, if anybody's watching this, that is my advice to you. Silver, you needed to get in straight away. There was no pullback. You needed to literally do this. Boom. And you would have to then go like this above the fair value gap. That would have to be your silver trade. Accumulation, manipulation up, takes the liquidity, inverts, disrespects the 5 minute very strongly, but you would have to just enter straight away, stop loss above this candle here, and then you would ride it all the way down here. You could still get a 1 to 2.5 here. So I'm going to put there AMD. Let's make it a bit bigger. 32. This is the AMD, right? We go gold. AMD. And of course, guys, we did not take any of these trades. I just drew them up for you. You guys can take them if you want. You don't have to take them, but it's there. Okay. Let's just draw the fair value gap, even though we knew it was there. Let's just draw it. Okay. Euro, 2-minute AMD. Let's just make this. So that's 3 trades that you could have taken based on our technical analysis and based on our reasoning behind the trade. This one was the trade of the day right there. Okay. So it's now bounced on the previous day low and is going to inverse there. Is there a 2-minute? Yes, there is. It did not inverse the 2-minute, 3-minute. Let's look at Nasdaq. Nasdaq hit that line. What is this line? Doesn't mean anything. Okay, the Nasdaq has come down to take Asia lows. So we might be looking for a reversal soon, guys. So it's liquidity. This one, you see that's the problem. So the 1-minute has to inverse. SMT has formed, I think. There to there. Interesting. If you're quick enough, you could have taken this. It is a 1 minute reversal, but an interesting bounce. This is interesting. Bit of chop. Consolidation. Okay. So remember, there's 3 trades you guys could have got, right? AUD. Let's just look at AUD. It's just chopping now. You can't trade this, guys. You can't trade this. You could have maybe traded it on the way down, but this is just going like this. So if we form some form of AMD setup now, where it shoots down, respects a big fair value gap, and then decides to inverse and go up, that's one thing. I'm quite happy to sit here and call out trades for you guys. More than happy to do it. Gold would have been a winner, guys. You would have at least taken some form of partials here. Okay, and then you would be at break even. So that's another W. Okay, as you can see, gold is turning out to be another big trade. Silver, same thing, guys. I talked about this fair value gap. I drew it up. I told you that if it takes liquidity higher up, previous day high, and inverses. Now this inverse is pretty strong, which is a little bit daunting to a lot of people. So I'm not sure if I would have personally taken this trade because of the way it closed. But if you were following the strategy and you were looking for the entry from the strategy, a lot of people would have just gone, I'm in, stop loss above the fair value gap, and we see how far it goes. This trade, you could technically go break even now. It's a little bit too soon. Maybe over here. Okay, so yes, you would be at more or less at break even at this point. So risk-free trade. AUD is testing the level. It's bearish as hell. Testing, testing, testing. NQ. So NQ, if you were to take this long, it's inverse there, retest. You take the long there, there. Let's see if that plays out. Very choppy, very unorganized. Look at this. It's like disgusting. Barely see if there's an SMT. It's not really that I can see. But silver's a bigger trade, guys. Silver is one we're going to have to sit and wait because our stop loss was so big. So you would have to sit and wait with this one. You'd have to try and target the previous day low. But this one was the trade of the day, I would say, and that happened just before. When did it happen? No, this happened just before forex market open. You see how simple this setup is, guys? Accumulation, manipulation up, taking out a bunch of liquidity in the process, leaving a fair value gap, inversing the fair value gap, stop above the highs, or in rare cases, if there's a strong close down here, stop above the fair value gap, and then you ride it all the way down. Like, you saw it live, guys. You saw it happen here live. So we have 2 wins. There was a 1 AMD loss if you did take it. So 2 wins, 1 loss. But 2 good wins. Like, look at this. Oh. When it comes to call outs, guys, I know what I'm talking about. So I won't always be right, but yeah. I mean, look at the proof. Technically 3 trades that would have worked because you could go 1:1 for silver now. You could have just done this and been happy with it. 1:1. So that's a W right there for some people. But the rest of them are holding for this low. So you would either go break even or you would take your 1:1. So there's 3 W's, bro. So 3 wins, 1 loss. Nasdaq will be a win as well, watch. Should we or shouldn't we not, guys? I don't like the fact that this is down here. And this is up here. It's weaker. This did not close. This closed above. There's a few reasons why this trade would work. But who knows? It looks like I don't like the way that ES is moving. ES is moving down. So it looks like accumulation, manipulation. So this could just be manipulation down for the push up. Let's see. Or we could just dump like a stone in a river. Just depends. All these candles. Watching all these trades play out really wants me. I really want to jump into something. And technically we should have already. But you know what? I'm trying to be more patient. Look at the 3-minute. We don't have a massive, there is a 15 there, but it's fine. Accumulation, manipulation. Only problem is that it's Asia lows that is, I mean, technically, huge SMT forming. So I think I might just go for this one, guys. Not the best trade in the world after giving you guys golden nuggets. And the SMT is the one that really is letting me know that this could be a good respect of this fair value gap. There's a few reasons why I've entered this, guys. It's because this got inversed here, then it pushed up. There was a market structure shift. It came down, respected the fair value gap, and started to push up with an SMT. Okay. And we've taken the previous day high. We bounced off the previous day high level. Okay. So I am testing this out. So we're going to see if this is going to be another good call out or not. But remember, now that I've entered the trade, this could literally just not work well. And because of the fact that the government has been shut down, it's just very suspicious. That's all. The SMT is the only thing holding me together with this trade. Let me look at what, if there's a higher time frame, fair value gap, small ones. There's a 4-hour it's respecting. I like that. It respected the 4-hour. I do like that. Okay, so the 4-hour fair value gap. Let's just draw it up there. There. I like that. There's an hour fair value gap that it's respecting. I like that. 15 minutes, not so much, but there is liquidity there. Okay. Even though I've got a big stop loss, guys, I think if it gets up here, I'm going to break even. Simply because I'm not that confident with this one, like I was with the others. When it gets to this high, I think I'm going to go to break even. Actually, let's just play this out. Screw it. Let's just play it out, guys. Let's look at the 5-minute. Big 5-minute fair value gap there. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. Interesting. 5 minutes fair value gap up here is... Yeah, I cancelled this trade here, guys. I didn't like the way it bounced off there, but you guys are more than welcome to stay in this. Now that I've cancelled it, it might actually work. Okay, so we'll see. Let's look at a different pair. Are we getting a bounce off here? No, we are not. Let's look at euro. Euro is just melting through. It's bearish. Let's look at silver. Again, just melting. What a good trade. So we've called out 3 of the good ones, guys. I think that's our three wins, 1 loss. And whoever's taken Nasdaq, good luck. I'm out of Nasdaq. Even though this has the signs, huge SMT, it's just got all the signs of doing it, but all this consolidation on the 1 minute is just, I don't like it. So I'm giving this trade a 50-50 shot. I got out of it because my rules dictate that I have to, there's certain criteria that has to be met. So yeah. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys had a good day. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I'm going to call it now. I'm going to go jam some games with my mates. Sadly, we can't do that on stream, so I'm going to go and cancel the stream, and then maybe I'll do a little bit of gaming later tonight on my own, just chilling with you guys. So yeah, we'll see. Anyway, guys, have a good one. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you guys very soon on the next stream. Of course, we'll be here tomorrow. Lekker, lekker. Take care.